Good morning, and how is everybody this beautiful day? So, this is going to be the last live of March Letting Go Mindfulness Meditation Month. Now, remember, I apologise, my computer's started making this funny noise, so I've ordered a new one. You'll just have to suck it up, so you don't need to tell me. I know it's making one. So, yeah. March finishes on Sunday, it's Easter weekend, and our April challenge is going to be the Big Six, and we're going to be talking about the lymph and the liver. I've got the effervescent Nicola Harkins coming on at 10 o'clock live. If you can join her, she's going to be talking us through the lymphatic system and how we can really assist the body to let go. And as you probably know, I'm in a parasite cleanse, started yesterday, and we're going to, so obviously moving stuff through my limbs is going to be really important. And again, it's a really quick, simple, free thing that you can do to help yourselves. And it's just such a beautiful morning. I keep looking out there. I can't wait to get out. So, yeah, join us at 10 if you can, or catch up in the replay. If you just go into the group or the page, hit the videos of the media, you'll see everything. It's all stored there for you. So, yeah. Nicola, if you've not met her yet, she's absolutely amazing. She was at our goddess gathering in Aberdeen, and we had such a brilliant time. Her workshop was amazing. So she's going to be dotting in throughout the month with the Big Six. Now remember, what we really want to encourage is that you keep the intermittent fasting going from January, February, you keep the breath work going, and then March, the letting go, all the simple little things that I've taught you from 1 minute right up to maybe an hour, that you keep that going so that you can really, I'm going to shake this a wee bit, see, it's staying on today, so that you can just slowly but surely get more light into the body, because that's what we're aiming for. I don't know if you saw the biofield viewer that I posted yesterday. The amount of light going through the body after the parasite cleanse was quite phenomenal. And you can check out the live I did with Giovanna. What I'm really enjoying about this homeopathic thing is the gentleness of it. You don't need to have all these mad mental protocols and routes of elimination. It's just really simple to follow and gentle. So, beliefs. What are we believing? And who gave us our beliefs, and how much do we hang on to them? Now, some things are very hard to believe, and that's just the way it is, but that doesn't mean to say they're not true. And so remember, instead of going, this is the truth, and you should do this, and you should do that, and you should do the next thing, which is what happened during lockdown. Everybody had very, very strong points of view on what they were believing, and fear took over. And then perhaps now, perhaps not, but a lot of people I know have changed their belief system since that happened. And I think that's possibly one of the biggest favours that lockdown gave us, was wakening people up to the mad corruption in our institutions and tech companies. Just watching that video that 17-year-old actually made about food and cancer. Unbelievable. Epigenetics. Watch, it's on Twitter. I've put the link on my own timeline. Fantastic. People are really waking up and going, what is happening here? We're being poisoned. Now, whether you want to believe it's deliberate or not is actually irrelevant. But the fact is, the food chain's been poisoned, the water's been poisoned, the airwaves, they're cutting down some of our most beautiful indigenous trees. And really, what are we going to do about that? You know, when we have a political system that doesn't care or understand anything about health. So what are we believing about? I know what I'm believing about the government, about the people in power, but what are we believing about the body? Do you believe the body can heal itself? And why is it so easy to believe if somebody was to give you a diagnosis, a horrible diagnosis, why do we just take that on? Why is it so easy to believe we're going to die? And why is it so difficult to believe that we're going to heal? because that's what I do on a daily basis. A lot of what I'm doing is helping people to let go of the fear of the diagnosis and the prognosis and focus on the healing. And that's where people get tripped up. We all do. I mean, I don't plan on getting a diagnosis if I can possibly help it, because I'm not sure how smart I would be if somebody told me that I was going to die, how easy it would be not to believe that. But that's an extreme of what we're doing. But what are you believing around your relationships? What are you believing around the food? What are you believing around the cells? What information you're carrying? What are you believing about yourself? What limitation do you have in terms of, is it helpful or is it unhelpful? Because really, if you've been watching the letting go through the month, you realize one of the first questions is, what are you believing? Is it true? Now, obviously, there's a huge, big debate around vaccinations and whatever, right? And a lot of people truly double down and believe you should get this, it prevents disease. And then the other side of that is like, well, it creates other diseases further down the line. So that's the two opposites. So you have to come to an educated place. And we also have to be able to talk about it without getting shot down in flames and shamed for questioning the narrative. Because if the last few years have taught us anything, it's question the narrative. So you may be looking around you at people in your community, people in your family, what their health picture's like. What are you believing about other people's ability? Because what happens is when somebody isn't well, we usually come in and think, well, just do this, just do this, just do this, and just do that, and you'll feel better. But obviously, when you're not well, these beliefs, you're down in these lower frequency vibrations where all you can see are problems. So you cannot see a healing potential from that place. You have to get up here before hope comes in. And that's literally on the frequency. Down here, problems, limiting beliefs, low self-esteem, apathy, grief, fear, all the problem-focused 3D world. And then when we come up in the frequencies via the breath work, via questioning the thoughts, and we're like, oh, okay, we're up here in more solution mode. But the big thing is we have to be open to this. Nobody can make you well. Only you can do that. Now, can somebody assist you? Absolutely, 100%. We've got the placebo effect. We know categorically. Watch Derren Brown's Faith or Fear if you've ever got any doubt about that, or if you'd like to know more. It's mind-blowing. When the placebo effect works, when you get enough people telling you, yeah, and you've got the right people and with authority, this will work for you, there's a better chance it'll work. And when you get somebody saying that'll never work, you can't do this, which is what happens to a lot of my clients when they talk to the system and say, I'm going to try healing it myself, they get met with this, you can't do that, this disbelief. And unless you're very strong and powerful, you're going to fall in with other people's beliefs. There might be a wee niggling voice saying, I think I could do this. That voice is quite normal, but it's like, pay attention. Is it true what I'm believing? Am I awake and alert enough to question what I swallowed before, to question the beliefs that I had before? My dad, when he was in the latter years of his life, I gave him the holographic universe. My dad's a scientist. I said, read that, and then I want to argue with you about it. And he said, no. He said, I'm quite happy believing what I believe, and I'm not at this stage of my life going to change. And I thought, well, that's at least an admission of, I know there's probably more out there. And if you understand the expansive nature of the universe, and this is what's happening, even if you take the microbiome science for now, we're starting to learn more and more and more on a daily basis. Even the heart-brain connection. What is intuition? Who is giving us the warning signs? Is it the microbes? Is it the heart? There's so much fascinating information coming out now. This computer's going into overdrive. But really, for us, it's a willingness to question everything. And when I was in Sedona, doing the Sedona method, that's what we had to do. We had to question every concept and every label that we thought was true, right down to who am I? Am I your sister, your mother, your friend? What actually am I? And the biggest thing for me right now is the beliefs about the body. If you stay in 3D dinosaur land, you will absolutely never see your potential for healing. And if you're open and go, well, what if? What if this body can heal itself? What if aging is another concept? What if? What would it take for me to have lighter, more powerful, empowering beliefs? So you start asking the questions. So even if you are stuck in it, it's okay for her. She does this, she does that. It's okay for her. She's got time. I know I've got time. And I also remember what it's like to have 3 young kids and be chasing your tail and not have any time for yourself. So the idea with everything we're bringing to you is that it's free and that you can find some time to fit something in just to give yourself a little boost and to take yourselves from that state to this state. Remember, that's what we're constantly trying to do. This is the way it is. I believe them. That's what the doctor said. That's what the politician said. That's what so-and-so said. That's what the expert said. The expert that's probably getting paid to say things. So now we're starting to realise that and we're like, oh, dearie me, and it can be scary because question everything. I love that. Are you thinking too much? It's absolutely key that we do not allow other people to shut us down. And you have to have courage to question, when somebody tells you, well, you can't cure that. Is that true? And leave people to their own beliefs. If they want to stay limited, if they want to stay in the 3D world of suffering and pain and powerlessness, that's their choice. Eventually, everybody's going to come out of that because we're not going to have any option because of this massive shift in consciousness. So if we can allow, and again, Joe Dispenza talks about this, don't wait for the big proverbial pain crash to wake you up. Do the work and start letting go of all the limiting beliefs that you have so that you can truly see what is there. And, the reason I got into this, I watched Joanna go through a bone marrow transplant. It was horrific. And I just was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. I just refuse to believe that level of torture is necessary. And some people blindly believe it's the only way. That's up to you. But for me, I've just been driven by there's got to be a better way to address our ill health. And obviously, if you watch that documentary, what they've done to the food chain, are they making us sick deliberately? A lot of people believe that. I'm not even sure they're that clever. But that's what's happened anyway. And now it's up to us because the government are not fixing this. They're allowing people to sell that shite to us and to our children and our grandchildren. They are promoting it and subsidising it. So now we have to go, right, okay. And in order to say, I'm taking my power back, we're not going to consume that stuff anymore. We've been manipulated and taken the piss out of for years. And now we're going to change it and we're going to get into our communities, get behind the community gardens and the farmers markets. It's happening already. We need to disempower them and we need to empower ourselves. So let's look. What limiting belief would you say you had? And maybe if you've had a serious diagnosis with a prognosis alongside it, you find it very difficult to believe that you can survive when you've been told you can't. I mean, it's mental that anybody would tell you that. It's just, when you understand quantum physics, you just would never allow another human being to tell you your destiny. It's the ultimate giving your power away. So but in order to be really present and really mindful and to understand the body's an intelligent, tingling energy system, vibrating, etc., changing from second to second, depending on what you're thinking and depending on what you're feeling. So it will change, and it absolutely will change if you decide it's going to change. So if you decide all these limiting beliefs have got to go, then that's up to you. Nobody can stop you except you. And if you imagine you went into a healing oasis that we're going to create, and you had 30 people in there that know that you can heal, can you imagine how much nicer that would be? That believe in the power of the body and the power of faith and the power of the imagination. Imagine, you may be not there yet, but if you want to be there in that place, that I am safe, I am loved, I am cared for, that being in that place and being around other humans that get that, that's a choice that you can make. And who you hang out with will be very, very key to how easy that is. And that's what you're seeing now, is this sort of separation of, and I'm not about separation at all. We have to respect each other's needs and beliefs. But realistically, are you going to go, I'm going to be a victim over here to the psychotic entities that exist, or am I going to actually wake up and take my power back and start believing in communities, what's strong in your communities? Because I'm telling you right now, there are amazing things going on all over this country. So let's just do a little generic release around what we're believing about ourselves, and let's just talk about the body and our relationship with the body. So tap with me. Even although I didn't understand the innate power of healing, and even although I find it hard to believe that I can heal sometimes, and even although I don't fully understand what the body is, does anybody? And even although I'm understanding now that I'm an ecosystem that little critters live on and in, and even although I understand that past traumas and ancestral stuff can affect this body, and even although I understand that our current system's a little bit out of date and incomplete, keep tapping, keep breathing, keep moving. And even although I've doubted my body and I've criticised this body, and even although I've been scared of what it's doing and I've been raging at it for not doing what I want it to do, because I've not fully understood who's doing who to what, who's doing what to who. And even although I've put myself into fight or flight without realising and caused untold stress to this body, even although I've done all of that, not trusted myself, not surrendered to the power within, I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. Even although I forgot that I was powerful, I forgot that my cells were listening. I've allowed myself to be limited by well-meaning others, teachers, family. But I'm now open to letting all of that go. I'm open to waking up to the power within. I allow this power to unfold. I allow my vibration to rise effortlessly. Keep breathing, keep tapping. Remind the body, I am a powerful energy being. I am loved. I am safe. I surrender to the divine healing power within. And I'm letting go any doubt that I can heal. Any doubt that I have the power within. I'm learning to listen to my cells and to that innate intelligence. Because I can. Deep breath. Here's the mental thing. You can believe anything you want. But other people will pile in and pile on to tell you how right or how wrong you are. Look at who you're believing. Look at where you got these beliefs from, and you decide. Every single person that Kelly Turner interviewed for radical remissions, guess what they did? They listened to the voice inside that said, no, that's your point of view, your opinion based on your very outdated training. I'm going to follow the inner guidance, the intelligence inside. And I'm going to seek out true healing. Because we've got the internet now, we've got hundreds and thousands of healers and teachers all over the world. You're going to get to meet a ton of them at the festivals. You can come and spend 4 days with Claire Holohan and I in Lochalan beside her medicine garden and immerse yourself in this stuff. Experience the biofield viewer, experience nature, letting go, breath work, sound healing, all of that in that 4-day immersion. It's a bespoke, tailored retreat to help your cells to prevent any of this coming in and to let go of it if it's already showing. So please help spread the word, share the love, and have a wonderful Easter. I'll see you at 10 o'clock with Nicola. Have a great day. Ciao.